Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Liz and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we were working with this mod, Industrial Foregoing, and trying to get as many of the quests done as we can. We also did some quests from, I think we did Britannia, and I don't remember what else, but anyways, so today the plan is this. We are going to try to finish up the Industrial Foregoing quests. I have a bunch of latex here, which is good because we're going to need that. We have some cows growing up and just hanging out here because we need to collect some pink slime for Industrial Foregoing. And I've gone ahead and started building, at the very least, the floor of our other industrial building. And this one is going to have a little bit of automation with immersive engineering. I always want to say it's like industrial engineering or something like that, but it's immersive engineering. So specifically, we are going to put our metal press here, and this guy is already connected up. Kind of the big thing for today is I want to finish up the quest for Industrial Foregoing, and I want to start working on automation for preparing for the creative items. One of the big ones that I want to kind of work towards is the vending, the creative vending upgrade, which that one is kind of awful, but it requires a bunch of these creative storage upgrades, which is something that's a little bit less awful, that we can automate, but we're going to need to get a bunch of crafters and all that kind of stuff. So I've been busy kind of getting some prep work done. I have a lot of things ready for us with Industrial Foregoing. Just gonna be a matter of can we kill some cows? And I think, do we have let's see, we could probably get some sort of, how can we get animals moved? Do we have golden lassos in this mod pack? I guess it'd be easier. No. Nets. No. Animal. Nope. Okay. So I think the only ways we're going to be able to move things, this mod pack is very weird at times, just with what's actually in this and not. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get another mob imprisonment tool. Rather than using the monster balls that we've used before that are in here, these work just fine when we needed them to, but we kind of need a little bit more versatility. So let's get a mob imprisonment tool, and that is going to require some plastic. Now that is something I'm not doing too well on. Let's see, we have a little bit of rubber. Is this enough? It's not quite. So I'm gonna have to steal some from here, but that's okay. We can get more later. It'll kind of generate as we're doing stuff, so that is fine. But we can make the mob imprisonment tool. And do we have any points? No. Let's go ahead and make one of these. And I think that should be good enough for what we need to do, which is come over here. We're going to put the mob slaughter factory down just right here. We're going to get a flux point attached to it, and just hook it up to power. And now all we have to do, so this guy is looking at this spot right here. If we show the area, it's a 3 tall area. We just need to put some stuff in front of it. So I guess we're gonna breed the cows one last time, and let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. That should be good. So how much stuff do we get for one? 200 slime. So we're gonna need at least 5. And it's giving us just a little bit of meat, but mostly what we want is the pink slime. And one more should do it. And there we go, pink slime. So let's get that out of there. Can drain from item. So can we take pink slime into a bucket? Yeah, we should be able to. Okay, well, whatever. What we can do is we can grab a couple tanks. Nothing too difficult there. And let's see, that is an empty tank. That tank is full of honey. We should be able to make another tank pretty easily. Yeah, they're really cheap. And I believe mechanical pipes. So that should be all that we need. And I don't know what this like hexagon is going to be later, but it could be a farm. Why not? So let's just put those down like so. And configurator fluids. And liquid meat went into both, of course. So let's just put all the liquid meat into that one. And then pink slime into this one. There we go. Cool. So we have our pink slime. And you know what? Just so that we have a little bit extra, we sacrifice another cow. There we go. Okay, so we have a little bit extra pink slime, but we can get a bucket worth of pink slime, and now we can do some more stuff. Let's actually grab a couple more buckets, and I guess the first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and finish up making the upgrades. So we have the efficiency tier 1 and tier 2. Now both of these require an entire thing of latex. They require 2 blaze rods, glass panes, redstone, and either diamond or what's the other one? Gold gears. There we go. I got there. I got there eventually. So two of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. And we're going to grab some latex. So we're going to grab 1 bucket. And then we'll grab another one while this is setting over here. And there is the tier 2. And we can just do the tier 1 as well. Should not be difficult. Now, I don't know if these are useful to us. But there is both the quests, so that is nice. And so all we need to do now is make the advanced machine frame. And you know what? We're gonna throw efficiency. You can't throw both of them in, which is kind of weird. We're gonna throw the efficiency in there and see if that helps. But the next thing we need to do, and kind of the last thing, is we need to make the advanced machine frame, which is not too terrible. We just need 1 more plastic. Do we have any more? Not quite enough. I do have this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 buckets of water for every bucket of latex. I'd probably be smart just to make another thing, but I could actually turn this on to always make latex. That would be fine. That would be pretty easy. We just need 1 more. We do have bees producing dry rubber, but they are super slow. We need to get an apiary at some point for those, but... Oh, right. Notes for myself later. I was like, what is that? I couldn't remember. Anyways, plastic. Comes from dry rubber. And there we go. So this should be everything we need. So in order to make the advanced, it is half a bucket of pink slime each. So we can only make 2 right now. But it is 1 simple machine frame, 1 diamond gear, 2 netherite, 2 plastic, and 2 gold. And all things considered, not the most difficult thing. And we can go ahead and make another one. But one will give us the quest. And then it wants us to make a mob crusher and a stonework factory. But I also want to make a mob duplicator. And the mob duplicator is kind of the more important thing. So all we are missing is, well, if we use that plastic, all we're missing is the nether wart, which we have. So I could make a mob duplicator right away. Now there is a problem with all that, and the biggest thing is the mob duplicator uses mob essence, or I guess it's just known as essence now, in order to make the actual stuff. Can we make... No. Hey, there's tesseracts. That's good to know. Tesseracts are really, really useful. So essence is kind of the thing. Is there any other, like, experience? Yes, there is experience from cyclic. But I don't know what's going to be the best way to do this. Now, we could set up a machine. We could set up a machine like right here for a mob crusher. That might work. But we need the plastic first. So the other question is, the material stonework factory does require a pink slime, which requires 300 buckets and a glass pane. So that is no problem. That is gonna be most of the rest of the stuff that we need. So for the most part with all this stuff, we just need to get the plastic. So what I'll do is kind of just hang around. We'll breed up some cows every once in a while. And yeah, we'll just breed up the cows every once in a while, and then once we are ready, we can make another. I guess we could go ahead and do that now, make the pink slime, and then all we have to do is wait for the I guess we only have 4 there. I do have some more. Do I have more cows? That's a chicken. Wandering trader. I do have 1 cow, which is exactly enough. These guys will all grow up, so it's not a big deal. But 1. Now does that still make... Yeah, that still made the same amount. Cow. Cow. More cows. Hey. Bad cow. Get destroyed by the mob slaughter factory. Okay, so now we have enough pink slime. I can actually go ahead and put that in here. And then we can make both things that we need. So there's that, and then we'll make the other thing. So I guess while we wait for rubber production to come in, what we can do is go ahead, because we are going to need 6 more plastics. But what we can go ahead and do is, I guess, just break this. And hopefully it forgets its inventory. Yes. We'll put the speed upgrade in there. That's fine. So what we'll do in the meantime is work on making automation for crafters. So in order to make a crafter, what do we need? Well, we need the machine casing. That is the only thing that is necessary. So the machine casing, we don't actually have a recipe for. So we need a processing, and we need a machine casing. So what's so difficult about this? Well, none of the ingredients are really that hard, but it has to be in a basic crafting table. So we'll make that. And then we also need steel plates. So steel, excuse me, cancel. Let's just do it this way, maybe. Steel plates. I want that to be 0. How do I get rid of that? Alright, I'm going to have to do the crafting processor a little bit differently, but the biggest thing is we need to set up a crafter. And it does see the auto crafting table, so that should be fine. We just need to hook that up to the system, and then we need to extract the item somehow. So we're going to need to get some transporters, and then we're also going to want to get, so let's see, is there something I can hook up to that'll make this super easy? So this is the crafter. So we can bring something out here. That would not be a problem. And I can always make more advanced logistical transporters. And it does hook up, so that is good. The question is, where can I take this that would be... See, that comes from there and goes up into... Looks like it's just going into the interface. So let's take a look, make sure that we can hook up to that one specifically. Don't know why that's there. I think it went like through or something. I don't even know. But let's see. That is pulling. That is pulling. So yeah, it is just going to go into the interface, which is exactly what we want. So let's get some more logistical transporters. And we're going to need to automate that kind of stuff as well. So the redstone alloy, which I think is iron. Let's just grab a stack of iron and osmium. And let's see, that is diamond. That one is gold. So basic infusion factory. Let's turn those off. And let's get a bunch of redstone. And enriching. Let's go ahead and enrich all those. Alright, so we're going to need some cables, which I did make a bunch of cables earlier. I can throw that away. We can throw that away. Mob imprisonment tool we'll keep in here. And now what we have to do is we do need to hook this guy up to any sort of wires. And I guess the easiest way is going to be this way. So just come around the corner, drop down, and go there. These guys shouldn't try to go up because there's not only just a filter, there's a filter here, but there's also no like entrance or no inventory. So that should be fine. We have enough stuff that we should be able to go ahead and make, let's make like 20 of those. And then the next thing that we're going to need to do is make sure it works. But before we can do, well, we need to make sure it works, but we also need to make our other stuff. So first things first, we do need to configure this. You configure it by, not throwing it on the ground. That's at least helpful. Okay, so it seems to be pulling out if it has an, it does have an output inventory type thing. That is good. That is good to see because it means it's going to be a lot easier to deal with. We'll keep the cables on us. We need to make one of these things. Let's actually make like 4. And the reason I'm saying 4 is for very little reason other than I want to make multiple so that I can try to lock the recipe in a little bit easier. Those are not the right things. We want plates. And this is the other thing we're going to actually automate today is the metal press, and we might actually make multiple. Not quite sure on that yet. I don't think we need too many. Oops, I have not made the mob duplicator. So put that back on the list. Okay, so what we need now is, let's check the rubber supply. It's not very good. Do we have another sink? Can I make another sink? Do I have another sink set in somewhere that I could use? I don't think I do. If I did, it'd be in here, but I'm just using that one. So what we're gonna do, let's get some other pipes, and I think we can make a sink pretty easily. This is gonna make the rubber that we need. So we just need a water bucket and terracotta. Do we have any clay currently? We do. Let's go ahead and get this going. Let's get these going. So yeah, we have a lot of enriched redstone now. That's good. We should have the terracotta. And then I just need a water bucket so that we can make a sink so that we can get infinite water a little bit easier to this guy. So if I put him there, we can do that. And we can also do that. Why not? That should be fine. Draw that in. Let's actually break that. Let's get some more mechanical pipes. Which are not too difficult to make. It's just a bunch of iron, basically. And kind of move things around. So what we're going to do is we're going to put something there. We're going to break this guy, and this guy. And what we can do is I want to have that be off. I'm going to turn that one off. This is going to be a pull up, and then we can just do this guy in the middle and drain that out. So this is going to just fill up with the tiny dry rubber, and if I put closer to a full stack of wood in here, it's just gonna run like forever. So we'll just let it go and see what it can make. So we have 16. We need 2 for each machine that we're gonna want to make. That is 3. We need 6 in total, so we need 54. So that's not too bad. Now let's go grab our steel plates, which should be ready in the right chest. And then we're going to put this in the system and see if we can make the machine chassis, or casing. It is called a machine casing. So we're going to make 4 of those. And I don't know if it worked. I don't believe it did. Machine doesn't accept item. Okay, let's try one more time. We might have to do... We might have to do different things. So what we can do is let's take this out so we don't lose it. And I believe it always faces towards you. So we can put that there. We can then grab a chest and see if this works a little bit better. The auto crafting table thing is just awful. So that should insert items into there, and then we can presumably force things. So I don't know why it doesn't look like there's stone there, but we'll see. So let's try it. We want 4 of them. And okay. So the next thing is, what if we put it there? What if this is on like pull or some, or, you know, like not pull but push? Okay, so is there any place that this can accept items? Okay, so I think the problem is that, maybe? Okay, let's just take all 4. And delete the recipe. Save the recipe. It doesn't like the stone for whatever reason. I don't know how to get this thing to work. So I'm going to have to mess with this a little bit. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do 2 things. I'm going to step away for a moment. Oops, wrong way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the metal press over there, and we'll start to work to get that set up for automation. And then I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to get the auto crafting table to work. And then once that's done, we'll probably finish up the Industrial Foregoing and then call the episode. So I'll be back once I have some answers. Alright, so that was not that difficult. Apparently, and if I would have looked at extended crafting, the mod, I would have noticed there is a book, and the book is really easy to make. It is literally just a piece of black iron with a book, and in here it tells you all about everything. And I just looked at the auto crafting table and read this for like half a second, and the solution is really simple. It's this. You just put the chest on top. I need to get another piece of concrete for that, but it takes energy to put the items in, and in the middle, even though it doesn't look like there's anything, like I can't really see, I guess there is sort of the outline of something. It is accepting stone there. So we can grab, like, you know, a bunch of stone, and if we go here and put it in there, it puts it all in the extended crafting table. So that is working exactly how we want it to work. Now, do we want to do more with the auto crafting? I think we have. a bunch of them, and we might end up doing that. We'll see. The problem is the amount of items. Let's actually see something. So one of the things that I was talking about is the vending upgrade, which is going to require a bunch of the near creative storage upgrades. Can we? No. If I make that, it says 9. Yeah, that is not correct. Now, we might be able to do something to make that work, but worry about that another time. So, I probably should sleep. It's been a couple days. So, I went ahead and, so with that fixed, we should be able to autocraft the machine casings, which is perfect. I also went ahead and I made another metal press and brought the one over there here. This one has our plate, and this is the one that's going to be automated. Now, in order to automate it, we are going to have to do something along the lines of this. It's going to look ugly, especially because our reach. I swore I took the rings off. Did I still have the rings? I still have the ring of far reach, but it's kind of ridiculous. We have very long reach, but I need to just figure out how to get things here, and we might actually be able to just do something like this. And if we can, then we can also automate this one if we ever want to. So what we're gonna do is we have all of those machine casings. We're gonna make a crafter for one. I also have all of the rubber for the rest of the crafting for what's it called? The Industrial Foregoing. But yeah, then we're also gonna want an interface for the stuff over there, which is gonna require an importer and an exporter. Do we know how to make an interface? No. You know what? Let's just go ahead and teach the system how to make an interface. It is not a processing. So we have that. And then we can do importer and an exporter. We throw those all in there. And let's see if it can make an interface now. Yes. It's just going to take it a second. So the crafter is here. And that's where we're going to have our recipe. So what we're going to do is we're going to say processing steel. 1 steel makes 1 steel plate. And we'll have to get the steel plate in a second. But I want to see if something works. And this is a huge question because I'm not entirely sure how to get the items onto the conveyor belt. There is another way if we can. So it is just making this. It's processing processors. Okay, so it should be. There it is. I was gonna say it should be pretty quick. So first things first, we're gonna put the crafter, and it always faces towards you, right there. And we're gonna put the interface here, and I want to see, will it actually go through? So we put the steel ingot there, stamps it down, and it gets collected by the interface, and we should have a steel plate over in our system. That is exactly what I wanted to see. And there it is. Perfect. And then we can do this, make a processing pattern. And that should be just fine. Now, if we put that in there, what happens if we say we want, like, I don't know, let's get a stack of steel plates. Why not? It works just fine. Cool. So that is really good to know. We can just put a crafter directly onto this metal press and it works. We could put another one here if we wanted to, and it would also work. So that is perfect. With that, we can automate, no problem, as many crafters as we want. So if we want to make a stack of these, I mean, we're missing string, but like for the most part, we can make as many as we want. One thing I do want to make real quick is another flux point. And we're missing flux dust. Of course we are. I hate making that stuff. Let's take some redstone and obsidian. And we'll just go ahead, throw it there. Alright, so isn't it like left click? Alright, that's fine. We got a stack. That should be enough for right now. It'd be cool if there was a like more automatic way of making that, but oh well. So I still want that point, and we're going to use that with something else that we're going to craft in just a moment. So we have the 6 plastic that we need. So the first thing we're going to make is the mob crusher. Now we're going to need 2 books. 1, 2. We're going to need an iron sword, and we are going to need gold gears. So we're going to need some gold. And this is why we needed to have the other metal press. If that one is automatic, then this one can be left to be less so. And we can make our wires or whatever else we need to make whenever. So just put the gold there. And we get the gold gears, no problem. These work really fast when they have a lot of power. Or decently fast, I should say. So that is good. They have plenty of power. So there is the mob crusher. Material stonework, so we're going to need 2 more gold gears. I probably could have looked before we did anything. And the material stoneworks factory thing, I don't really care about, to be perfectly honest. It's not anything particularly useful for us. It's just a thing we have to make for a quest. Now typically you can use it for a cobblestone generator, and that's kind of the intended version, like intended usage of it. But like you can make polished andesite. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And you can also make, you know, obsidian and all the different stones and even netherrack. And it's just a single block. It requires power, but and obviously whatever ingredients you're putting into it, but it's not too bad, all things considered. So that is everything we need, and there is the material stonework factory, which is the last quest in the Industrial Foregoing chapter. So we're all done with that one. We are running out of chapters to do. So I don't really care about the stonework factory, but we are going to make, oops, I got rid of it again, the mob duplicator, because this is going to help us later, and we're just going to go ahead and make that. So the mob duplicator requires essence. We don't have essence right now. So what we can do is get mechanical pipe. You know, can we make, if I click outside of it, there we go. Let's make some advanced mechanical pipes, which was apparently a quest that I haven't done in Mechanism. There's a lot of things in Mechanism I haven't actually done. We'll get to that later. But what I want to do is I actually want to put, let's place down the mob crusher, and I just want to see show working area. It is directly in front of it. Perfect. So we're going to break that, and we are going to put the mob crusher, I guess right here. Yes. We're going to put them right there. And if we show working area, it's backwards. I think I'm actually gonna put it down 1. So we're gonna put the mob crusher there. Working area is exactly where we want it to be. We can get rid of this guy and a bunch of stuff in there. We can honestly pipe things out if we so choose. We're gonna put stone bricks there. We're gonna tell this guy to run with no redstone signal. Let's go get a lever, And basically what we're going to do is we're going to set up a toggleable mob farm. Let's also get logistical transporters. And do we have any levers? No, of course not. Lever. Alright, so let's just make a single lever. This will turn things on and off. And that is what we want to see. We're just going to put this on the back. We're going to put mechanical pipes like so. Does it not attach to... Huh. Alright. Maybe we won't worry about mechanical pipes. I didn't know it wouldn't attach to that. So... Wait, that's fluid. Logistical pipes. Of course mechanical pipes don't attach to that. And then we can do this. And we can have power on this side. So the last thing we need, let's go ahead and turn that on. So this is running. If we turn it off, it stops running. And last thing we need is just a tank of some sort. And I do believe I have a huge tank, ultimate fluid tank, full of honey, which can I easily transfer this? If I put this in here, no. So can we do this and advanced mechanical pipe and just take all that honey out and put it in here. It's also going into the void apparently. I don't know. Anyways, I don't really care. We have a lot of honey. Doesn't make too much difference to me. So we have this ultimate tank now, and this is what we're going to store the mob essence in. And whenever we get a bunch of mob essence, actually I want to see, do we have a mod? Do we have ender tanks? Let's just look up tanks. Dimensional tanks. What are even... I don't even know what those do. I might look into the dimensional tanks because they might do what I want them to do. And that is, we might be able to... I mean, these aren't... You know what, let's experiment. We have a little bit of time. I know this episode is running late. They usually do, but let's experiment a little. So, dimensional tank. We need 2 sets of these, because we're going to make 2 of them. Because if it does what I think it does, then we're going to need 2 of them. And we just need 2 cauldrons now. Pretty easy. Logistical, we can put those away. And we're going to make 2 of these guys. Now what happens if I place one down? Frequency 1. So that's exactly what I thought would happen. So if I take a bucket of water and I put it in here, it is in both. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. So a lot of times what these are called are ender tanks because it uses the same like idea. There's a lot of things there. It uses the same idea as... How much capacity does this probably have? No idea. It uses the same kind of general idea of the ender chest. Basically, it's a tank that stores liquids. And if we store liquids over here, we can use them over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one of these guys down over here. And let's go ahead and turn our mob farm on. We are going to put some storage. And I want that to disconnect. We're going to have that be pulled. And then we're going to just do something like this into that. And pull. So we have some friends already. And if we turn this on, it should start as soon as it has its cooldown period, crushing the mobs. And it did. And we're making essence. And the essence is coming over here. Perfect. That is exactly what I want. Because what we're going to do is we are going to let this run, basically. It's going to produce a bunch of stuff. Also going to, if we actually set this up right, drain all the items into here, which is perfect. And then, yeah, it's going to fill up with a ton of essence. And if we ever want to turn it off, we can turn both things off, no problem. And later on, we'll be able to spawn whatever mobs we want, which is good because there are some quests where we have to kill a bunch of monsters. Wither skeletons are one of the bad ones. Bees, witches, you know, things that we probably aren't going to be able to have access to easily. Shulkers. So there is a lot of good things we can use with that, and it's going to be super useful. So we'll let that sit and kind of generate stuff. Same with this. This is going to fill up eventually with latex. And yeah, next time, I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a little bit more automation with the ultimate crafting table, and probably do a little bit more work around the base. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll probably end up doing more questing. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!